Here one more piece of the movie Mohammed. The tolerance of Islam.
My age has exceeded 120 years. And in all my young life, I have not seen such a murderous thug as Mohammed. He kills men, captures women and children, robs the caravans, breaches agreements and treaties. He sells the children as slaves after he and his men have used them. And what's more, he does this all in the name of God. What God is this that is such an oppressor and so unfair to the people?
Who are we talking about here? A lady by the name Qurfa. 120 years old woman. And all what she did, actually, she wrote a poetry. And in it, she exposed Muhammad for who he is. How did he kill her? Exactly as you've seen in the video. Tie her legs to two camels, force the camel to go to two different directions, and rip her to two halves. Who did that? Muhammad's son in adoption, Zayd. By the command of who? By the command of Muhammad, his papa. This is the history of Islam. There is no tolerance in Islam. What you hear in America is a joke, it's a lie. It's a temporary lie until they have the upper hand and you can kiss this tolerance goodbye. Here is the proof, here is the evidence.
Qurfa was an old Arab woman contemporaneous to Muhammad, the prophet of Islam. She belonged to a pagan tribe named Bani Fazara at Wadi Akara. This old woman was also a chief of her clan. She was brutally killed when Muhammad and his followers raided her tribe and overpowered them. The incident took place almost 6 years after Muhammad's hijrah to Medina in 622 AD.
How about more tolerance of Islam?
Whomever refuses to follow Islam have only two choices: pay extortion or die.
That's it. It's very simple. You have two choices. You're going to pay the jizya or die. But guess what? That's not even the final truth. Because even the money option is taken off the table after Muhammad became more rich. He does not need your money. He just wants you to become Muslim or get you killed. How do we know that? Here we go. The verse we were talking about here is Qur'an chapter 9 verse 29. When Allah said, engage in war with those who do not believe in Allah, nor in the last day, nor forbid what Allah and His Messenger forbid, nor believe in the religion of the truth, which is the religion of Islam, among those who have been given the book, until they pay the jizya out of hand and they are subdued. That is the verse which gives us the option to give them jizya. But look at the final word of Allah, Quran chapter 9 verse 5. And here we read, so when the forbidden months are past, number 1, kill the policy wherever you find them. Number 2, take them as captive and besiege them and lay wait for them with every kind of ambush. Number 3, so if they repent, that is to convert to Islam, and perform the prayer and bring the legal alms, so leave their way free. Surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. The final word of Allah, Quran chapter 9 verse 5, the verse of the sword, is very well known by all Muslims. Give us 3 options. Number 1, to be killed. Number 2, to be slave. Number 3 is to be Muslim. Now, which one of the 3 options you like for your children or grandchildren in this country? Killed, slave, or Muslims? Now, the marriage of Muhammad to Safiya is described in this movie.
Let us take the other treasure. Cut off his arms and his legs, and then his head. And do it in front of his beautiful wife, Sophia.
As you command, master.
I'd like to hear, what are the last words you would like to say to your wife?
Sophia, my bride. This is my will. God remembers the Jews and brings them together in the Holy Land. I hope that He won't forget our bones. And I wish
Muhammad's sons
are given a restitution for grandfather's blood, for the rape of our women, for our children, and our riches.
Nana.
I'm leaving, Sophia, I'm leaving.
No, Nana.
The story of Safiya is very well known. It's written in many, many Muslim books. Muslims know it. They have no right to get upset about it because actually it is part of their history, part of their tradition of Muhammad's wife. Safiya bint Hayy, she was from the tribe of Khaybar. And as you read the story, the Muslim went there, have a war, and they win the war and win the battle, kill all the men there, and they have a lots of women and lots of children, the spoil of the war. And a man by the name Dihya, he went to Muhammad, the apostle of Allah, and said, give me a slave of the spoil. So Muhammad said, go and take whatever women you want. So he took Safiya as a slave. Now, men came to Muhammad, and he said, oh, Prophet of Allah, you give Dihya Safiya, it will not be lawful to anyone but to you. So Muhammad said, call him, buy her to me. So they brought Safiya and Dihya. And Muhammad asked him to let her go free. So Muhammad set her free and he married her himself. Now, Safiya is it's really a shameful story. Why? Because Muhammad, in the night before he had sexual relationship with Safiya, he killed her husband, he killed her daddy, he killed her brother. And she was a new wedded woman. He killed 3 people, her father, her husband, and her brother, and he had sex with her in the same night. Actually, as you see that when Muhammad announced that she's going to marry her, they make a feast for Muhammad. Everybody brought something because they didn't have time to cook a meal. So one person got, some dates, person gets some oil, somebody gets some meat, some chicken, whatever, and they make a big feast. And a lady by the name of Salim, she actually prepared her for Muhammad in their way as they're going to Muhammad. You mean, clean her face, wash her, put some makeup or something on her. Listen to this next source here, where we found out there's a man by the name Abu Ayyub, the father of Ayyub. He was literally guarding Muhammad in his night with Safiya as they were having good time in the tent. He was standing all night outside the tent. He never slept the whole night. And when Muhammad found out about it in the morning, he asked him, why did you do that? Why you were watching all night outside? He said, well, this is a woman whom you killed, her father, her husband, and her brother. And I was afraid that she may harm you. That's why I was watching you all night. And Muhammad praised him for doing so. Thank you so much for protecting me, for watching over me last night as I enjoyed Safiya. This come out of their books. Muslims should be ashamed of themselves to get mad about us telling the truth about who Muhammad was in this very ridiculous movie. Here's more sources. You can go online, read about Safiya. Here's another source to read about. From Ibn Isaac, great Muslim scholar. All of them believe in him. We're not making this stuff up. It comes directly from their books.